It is the News Blitz with Randy Wang on Talk Radio 790 KABC. We're here every single day, 5 to 6, talking about the local issues that matter to you most and taking your phone calls at 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. You are an active participant in this show, so call in when you feel inspired, 800-222-KABC. You can also email me anything and everything. I try to read and respond to every email that I can at randykabc@gmail.com. That's randykabc@gmail.com. And if you haven't subscribed to the podcast yet, you can do so. Search for the KABC News Blitz on Apple Podcasts, and you can help us go up the charts in the U.S. government podcast for Apple Podcasts. We slipped over the weekend. We're down to 34. So let's get that back up to, I think we were as high as 17. Let's go. Now, it doesn't go more than 24 hours without some insane incident that's going on an airplane. And I'm not talking about when the airplane's doors blow out or all of the insane accidents that have been going on with mostly United flights, but it seems like every single airline that takes Boeing planes has problems there. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the classic kind of airline dispute. When a passenger gets unruly or a passenger gets kicked off, there's usually alcohol involved. There was a whole bunch of these during the pandemic because you weren't allowed to drink on the plane. So you get loaded at the airport bar, then you get on the plane, and then you get the gin flies and start smacking people to the left and the right of you. Well, there's one airline dispute story that came out at the very end of last week that I was quite fascinated by. For one, it involves one of the greatest and most entertaining attorneys in the world, Gloria Allred, who is representing a woman who was nearly kicked off of a flight for Delta going from Salt Lake City to San Francisco because the Delta gate agent, not the flight attendant, the gate agent went up to the plane, went up to this woman who was already seated and said, "Your white t-shirt is too see-through. I can see your boobies. You got to do something about that or you got to go." I heard the story and knew that at some point I was going to get to listen to the Gloria Allred press conference, and I did, and I cut some clips, and it does not disappoint. So let's hear what Gloria has to say, give her take of the situation. We'll hear from the woman who claims she was discriminated against, and then we'll take phone calls from you, the KABC audience, the jury in this case, to find out if the woman with the see-through t-shirt was being discriminated against on Delta Airlines. Let's start with Super Glow.
Ms. Archibald was escorted off her plane and told that she was prohibited from flying because her attire, a t-shirt without a bra, was, according to a Delta gate agent, quote, revealing, end quote, and, quote, offensive.
Oh my, that's not something anybody wants to hear about their outfit. Although, if you've seen the way people dress on planes, I've seen the way this woman was dressed. I've seen much more offensive things. Mostly anybody that thinks it's okay to wear flip-flops on a plane. No, thank you. I need socks. No bare feet on the plane, please.
Offensive.
That's offensive to me. But she was wearing a shirt. It wasn't like she was wearing something super revealing. Shirt just happened to be white and a little see-through, and she doesn't wear a bra.
End quote.
So that's the big argument here. She's not wearing a bra.
Ms. Archibald, a Silver Delta member, was scheduled to take a Delta flight departing from Salt Lake City and arriving in San Francisco. On the day of the flight, Ms. Archibald wore a loose white t-shirt, a button-up business shirt, a baggy white jeans, boots, red sunglasses, a multicolored headband, and a cheetah print jacket.
Now, just hearing about the outfit and not knowing anything else about Lisa Archibald, I bet you already know what she does for a living. And you're correct, she's a DJ.
Ms. Archibald rarely wears a bra. Though one could fairly and faintly see the shape of her breasts and her nipples through the t-shirt, Ms. Archibald's breasts and or nipples were covered by the t-shirt.
Yeah, if you're looking really hard, you can see what's under there, but they're not showing. They're just kind of visible. Let me tell you, I'm wearing a white t-shirt right now, and I can see my nipples. Should I get kicked off the plane? If I wore this t-shirt, which is one of my night shirts, with the amount of stains that I have on the plane, I'd be one of the best dressed people on some Southwest flights that I'm on.
Because the temperature inside the airport was uncomfortably warm that day, Ms. Archibald removed her business shirt, which she had been wearing over her t-shirt, and she also removed her cheetah print jacket at the airport gate, tying the shirt around her waist and placing her cheetah jacket on the top of her suitcase.
So originally it wasn't just the white t-shirt. She had other things on, but it got really hot in the Salt Lake City airport, so she went for just the t-shirt.
At the gate, Ms. Archibald approached a Delta Gate agent to discuss the upgrade of her seat from economy to economy plus. Ms. Archibald.
Oh, okay, so the gate agent already had an issue with her because she wanted to go economy to economy plus. This DJ needed those extra 3 inches of leg room because I've been in regular economy and it feels like it's cutting off the circulation to your legs.
At the gate, Ms. Archibald approached a Delta Gate agent to discuss the upgrade of her seat from economy to economy plus.
Economy, then there's economy class, then there's comfort, then there's comfort plus, then there's business class. Oh, flying has become such a torturous experience, but we all do it because we all love traveling.
Ms. Archibald recalls a female Delta Gate agent treating her with hostility, though she wasn't sure why.
Well, did Archibald pay for the upgrade, or is this, do you have any extra, I want the upgrade, I'm Delta Silver? Which I guess means what? She has the credit card and she's getting those extra 60,000 Delta miles, which won't even pay for one way on a flight.
Still, Ms. Archibald boarded her flight as normal, sitting in a window seat next to 2 other passengers. No passenger or flight attendant said anything to her about what she was wearing.
Okay, so a quick recap here. The person in question was wearing a white t-shirt, no bra, and it was a little bit see-through. She had a jacket on, but she took it off because it was hot. She isn't even on the plane yet. She talks to the gate agent because she wants to go economy plus. That didn't seem to work out. She gets on the plane, and nobody sitting next to her seems to have a problem with the way she's dressed. The flight attendants don't seem to have a problem with the way she's dressed. Now she's in the seat. But then what happens next? Super Glow, let's go back to you.
Prior to takeoff, the same Delta Gate agent suddenly approached Ms. Archibald. The gate agent announced loudly, quote, "I need to speak with you in private," end quote.
That's awkward.
Ms. Archibald was shocked, but she obeyed the Delta Gate agent who escorted her off the plane. Then outside of the plane, Ms. Archibald alleges that the gate agent told her that the reason she needed to speak with her in private was that Miss Archibald's outfit was too, quote, revealing, end quote, offensive, end quote.
That's a lot of quotes.
The gate agent told her that when passengers are wearing offensive or revealing clothing, Delta's official...
Again, this isn't a low-cut top. It's a t-shirt. It's just kind of see-through. Kinda. It's not like it's plastic and clear. Although if you look at this DJ's picture, she has worn things like that.
The gate agent told her that when passengers are wearing offensive or revealing clothing, Delta's official policy is to remove them from the flight. The gate agent said, however, that she would not prohibit Lisa from flying on one condition. She told Lisa that she would be allowed to remain on the flight if she put on a jacket over her t-shirt.
Gotta put that leopard print jacket back on, ma'am.
Embarrassed?
Someone can see the girls. I don't know who saw the girls, but the gate agent thinks someone could see the girls.
Embarrassed and upset, Lisa complied and took the business shirt that she had tied around her waist and put it on to cover her t-shirt. That seemed to satisfy the gate agent, and she allowed Lisa to reboard the flight and return to her seat.
Well, what happened after the flight? Super Glow? Let's hear it.
At the end of her flight, Ms. Archibald reported the incident to the head flight attendant. He said the Delta's official policy is that, quote, women must cover up, end quote.
Women must cover up. I've seen quite a few flights where I wish the men would cover up. I mean, if we're enforcing this policy, whatever the policy is, let's just say I've been mooned one too many times when someone's trying to shove their carry-on in the overhead bin, and I would like some relief from having to see that.
And that an official report was made. Ms. Archibald was unclear if the report was concerning the Delta employee's mistreatment of her or if the report was about her outfit. Following the incident, Ms. Archibald submitted a complaint through Delta's website. Delta responded and sent Ms. Archibald an apology for the, quote, frustrating situation, end quote.
Oh, I love corporatees where they can't actually take a position because if they admit fault, it opens them up to liability. So we don't apologize for what happened to you. We apologize for how frustrating it was.
She experienced and said they can.
I'm sorry for how that made you feel.
And said they.
That one doesn't go over well.
And said they cannot.
I'm sorry you felt that way.
And said they cannot conclude that there was any discriminatory intent, but they will handle it internally with the appropriate action taken.
But that wasn't good enough for Lisa Archibald, who hired the incredible, the great Gloria Allred, who is claiming she was discriminated against when that gate agent singled her out and said, your top is too see-through. She didn't say it like that, but you get the story.
If Delta contends that the treatment of Ms. Archibald is in alignment with this policy, please explain how wearing a T-shirt without a bra causes, quote, an unreasonable risk of offense or annoyance, end quote, to the point that removal is, quote, reasonably necessary, end quote. This same policy...
And again, what she's doing is, this is the letter that she sent to the president of Delta. She hasn't filed a lawsuit yet.
This same policy also says Delta, quote, may not refuse to provide transportation based upon sex, end quote. By denying Ms. Archibald the right to travel in a T-shirt that would be perfectly appropriate for a man, Delta discriminated on the basis of sex.
And I do understand Gloria's point there. Exhibit A is myself and the white T-shirt that I am wearing while I am doing this show, and you are so lucky that this is radio and not video. Now it's time for Gloria to go full Gloria and explain to you why she's known as the Super Glow.
My understanding of the United States Department of Transportation rules, the governing commercial airlines, is that passengers may be removed from a flight for safety or security reasons. However, Lisa did not present either a safety or security risk. Neither her breasts or any other woman's breasts have ever tried to take over a plane.
There she is. That's the Gloria Allred we know.
Neither her breasts or any other woman's breasts have ever tried to take over a plane.
I saw that quote in the New York Post story about this, and I said, I need that press conference. I need to listen to the entire 36 minutes of it because I need to hear Gloria Allred say that, because that is spectacular. It is a very valid argument.
Neither her breasts or any other woman's breasts have ever tried to take over a plane. Breasts are not weapons of war, and it's not a crime for a woman or girl to have them. The only war in the United States in which women are directly involved is the war against women, which attempts to control women's bodies.
Yeah, you tell them, Gloria. Now it's time for the hypotheticals.
That war could immediately end if government, the courts, and large corporations would stop trying to tell women what they can and cannot do with their bodies. Was Delta concerned that another passenger might attack Lisa because the passenger was sexually stimulated by the outline of Lisa's breasts or the sight of her nipple underneath her T-shirt? If that is Delta's concern, it is based on a sex stereotype that men or other women view a woman's breast as a sexual object, and a stereotype that other passengers cannot control themselves.
Fair argument.
And that is why Delta insists on controlling what female passengers can and must do with their attire.
All I'm saying is this is the only time I've ever seen any airline enforce any kind of dress code. and you see how slobby people dress to get on the airplanes. Jammies are the nicest thing that people wear. Well, you've heard from Gloria Allred. It's now time to hear from the person in question, the DJ who was wearing the t-shirt that got asked by the gate agent to get off the plane so she could put back on the jacket because she was offending, I guess, the gate agent who isn't actually on the plane. Let's see what she has to say, and then we're sending this thing to the KABC jury box.
I was targeted and humiliated.
If you're wondering what that accent is, I think she was either from here, then lived in New Zealand for a while, then she's back here, or one of those. It's like half American, half New Zealand.
The gate agent waited until the entire plane was seated, calm, and approaching departure. She came to my seat and loudly asked to speak to me in private and escorted me off the plane as though I was a criminal. I felt I was being paraded up the aisle and in front of other passengers who might not have seen me previously.
They're all like whispering, "What did she do? What did she do?"
It felt like a scarlet letter was being attached to me. I felt it was a spectacle aimed at punishing me.
Did they think it was because of the red sunglasses, or they immediately thought it was because of the shirt?
For not being a woman in the way she thought I should be a woman. As she scolded me outside of the plane doors, her words felt aimed at embarrassing me. I was hyper aware that I had no control, and she could do whatever she wanted. The powerlessness was worse than the humiliation. I wore the same clothing.
Gloria's a little more convincing than her, but okay, let's keep going.
I wore the same clothing any man might wear. I also have a chest smaller than many men on that flight.
Again, Exhibit A. I got bigger ones than she does, and I would not get kicked off the plane for wearing this t-shirt. So that is a fair argument.
Where does Delta draw the line? Who is the judge? Has this Delta gate agent who acted as a judge of what I was wearing been held accountable for her decision to parade me as she required me to leave the plane? It appears that she was given free rein to decide what was offensive and revealing. Delta Airlines has a PR line of inclusivity. I would like to see them put their policy where their PR is. This is a fantastic opportunity for Delta to change their policy and practice. Delta, please don't disappoint us.
So you heard the statement from Lisa Archibald. You heard the statement from Gloria Allred. This isn't a lawsuit yet. Right now, this is a strongly worded letter to the president of Delta saying, change your policy. But what is being alleged is that the woman in question, Lisa Archibald, was discriminated against because she wore a t-shirt without a bra on a plane. So we're going to put this one in the court of public opinion until this one goes to a real court, if it ever does. And I want to ask you, the KABC audience, you have heard the story, you've heard the breakdown from Gloria Allred. Do you think this woman was discriminated against for wearing a t-shirt with no bra on a plane and being asked to cover up? 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. Do you think this was discrimination? 800-222-KABC. Maybe you think it was just inappropriate. 800-222-5222. We'll take your phone calls. You are the jury in this case. Do you think discrimination took place when the woman who was just wearing a t-shirt, no bra, got asked to leave the Delta plane? 800-222-KABC. It's the News Blitz with Randy Wang on Talk Radio 790 KABC. We're taking your phone calls, 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. A woman is claiming she was discriminated against when she was asked to leave a Delta flight and put on a jacket because she was wearing a white t-shirt with no bra. The flight attendant didn't have a problem with it. The passengers didn't have a problem with it. But the gate agent that she tried to get an upgrade from, she called foul and said it violated their policy and was offensive. She's got Gloria Allred in her corner who says,
neither her breasts or any other woman's breasts have ever tried to take over a plane.
do you think this was discrimination? 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. Let's go to T in Tustin. T, hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing great.
Great. So I think that I'm not sure if it was discrimination, but definitely a form of bullying was going on here. I think that when she went to the gate to get in, if there was an issue, a serious issue with her outfit, the person at the gate, the lady at the gate, could have stopped her right then and there and said something. Hey, you might want to put this back on, whatever the case is. To let her on and have everybody seated and then proceed to go in after her, to me there was a little form of jealousy from this gatekeeper. I don't know how attractive the woman was or not, or what the conversation was when she tried to get the upgrade, for her to go all the way back after the fact and use a form of, if you don't do what I say, I'm going to kick you off, have you off the plane. That is a form of bullying. I'm not sure how it fits in discrimination, but there's something there, though, with that.
Oh, it's definitely humiliating. There's intimidation there. If she had a problem with it, she should have said something when this woman was trying to get her upgrade to Economy Plus.
Exactly.
Thanks for the call, T. Appreciate it. 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. A woman wearing just a white T-shirt with no bra was asked to leave a Delta flight because her outfit was inappropriate. She was allowed back on after she covered up, but she's got Gloria Allred in her corner saying that this was discrimination. Do you believe this was discrimination? 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. It's the News Blitz with Randy Wang on Talk Radio 790 KABC. We're here every single day from 5 to 6 talking about the issues that matter to you most and taking your phone calls at 800-222-KABC. Today, we're discussing a woman who was kicked off of a plane headed to San Francisco because her outfit was inappropriate and offensive to the gate agent, who got on the plane and said, you got to get off and you don't get back on till you put on a jacket. What was the outfit? This woman was wearing a white T-shirt with no bra.
Breasts are not weapons of war, and it's not a crime for a woman or girl to have them.
Now the woman is lawyered up, and Gloria Allred and her are alleging discrimination. Do you think this woman was discriminated against for wearing a white T-shirt with no bra on a Delta flight? 800-222-KABC. Let's start with John in Santa Monica. John, hello.
Randy, I can't say your show is with the T word because Adam was saying you might get an FCC fine.
Yes, you cannot. That is one of the words you cannot say on the air.
That's funny. That's another show you can do. Now, I would say it's discrimination, but I would have to, and I'll tell you, if you got Gloria Allred on your case, man, you better pay attention. But she says that breasts are not a weapon of war. That I would dispute. I would say that breasts might have caused a lot of wars.
Well, there have definitely been wars fought over breasts, but is the breast the actual weapon?
Well, this is another show. You have another show here. This is semantics. What is the definition of the word breast, and what is the definition of what is? I mean, this is a never-ending rabbit hole of insanity. But no, this you cannot say the T word. Can you say T word? Did he ask me on that? You got to hit the bleeper button.
You can say T word, but people might be confused of which T word you're saying because there's a few you can't say on the air.
You know what you need? No, get the bleeper button, see, and tell everybody to start saying the T word and then just bleep them. So the whole show is just, and I think bleep and bleep and bleep, and then you got 10 minutes of bleeps, man. That'd be funny as all get out. Hey,
it would be so funny, but it would be my last day on the air.
No. Are you kidding? You are one of the best hosts. I've been waiting for you to have your own show for years. And you are the background player guy making all these shows happen, and you're making John's show happen. And so thank you for stepping up here and having your own deal, because you bring a very good sense of levity and humor. You're taking all comers. You're not, you just bring it, buddy, and I'll take care of you. And I like that. So it's a very freewheeling, you have a freewheeling, eclectic deal going on. And speaking of eclectic, I will sign off and not say the bleep word. I just changed my party registration to We the People. So that could be a show. Do a We the People show. I don't know if you're hip to that. That's the RFK thing going on. I'm giving you good show ideas. We the People.
I'm writing them all down.
He'll do your show.
Wow.
RFK will do your show. I'm telling you, this is happening. And okay, you give you one more show. his VP choice, Shanahan, do a little investigation into her net worth, because this was a play for the Bucks, buddy. And
and she's from Oakland, so she's got to answer for that. John, thanks so much for the call. Appreciate it. Well, I don't have to do any show prep for a while, I guess. Let's go to Les in Fountain Valley. Les, hello.
Yeah, hey, Randy. You know what? I got no problem with a woman wearing stuff like that. Whoever was the person at the gate that turned her down, he or she, who knows? I have no problem with it as long as the girl doesn't have a problem with all the men on the plane eyeballing her. Because you know what? There's nothing wrong with a good raisin smuggler. You know what I mean?
The only problem with that, Les, is usually men are not flying alone. And if they're flying with their wives and they happen to take a gander and the wife catches them, that's going to be the most uncomfortable 4 hours of your life.
That's why you wear sunglasses. So she can't see where you're looking.
There you go. Les, thanks so much for the call. Appreciate it. Oh, my. Do you think discrimination took place when the woman with a white T-shirt and no bra was asked to leave the plane and couldn't get back on until she put a jacket? 800-222-KABC.
Neither her breasts or any other woman's breasts have ever tried to take over a plane.
That's why Gloria makes the big bucks. Let's go to Fred in L.A. Fred, hello.
Hi. I don't believe it was discrimination at all. My opinion is that the woman is selfish. Her values are cockeyed. Her attitude is inconsiderate of other people. And I would also add that she wouldn't go to a wedding dressed like that. She wouldn't go to a job interview dressed like that. She wouldn't go to a funeral dressed like that. And she caused every man, or a lot of them, whether they're Christian, Jews, or Muslims, whatever they are, to sin. And I believe dressing appropriately, not causing problems for other people, is a norm in society. And what she did shows no consideration for other people. If say a Christian man has an issue with it, or a Muslim man has an issue with it, because their women are covered up in Muslim countries. Okay, it shows a lack of understanding. It has nothing to do with discrimination. She is the one who says anything goes. If a man were to go on a plane showing all of his goods, his family jewels, a lot of women wouldn't like that. If everything was really exposed in say a tight spandex pants, a lot of women wouldn't like that, and they're right not to like that. What's right is right, and children see that. Young men see that. It's totally inappropriate. And the fact, what Gloria Allred argues, it's a nonsensical statement. Okay, no breasts have ever commandeered a plane or hijacked a plane. It's a ridiculous statement. The fact is, values need to be put back into society. It doesn't matter who told to get off the plane, whether it's a gay person or a straight person. That's irrelevant. Okay, it was totally inappropriate, and values have to come back in this country. Anything just doesn't go in this. It is now, and that's what you've got. You got criminals on the street. They can't be arrested. They can't be prosecuted. You got all kinds of problems in this country because values are not. There's no sense that values mean anything anymore. Anything goes. Whatever you want to do, as long as it makes you happy, it's okay.
And there you go, Fred. Thanks so much for the call. Appreciate it. I feel like we were going to just hang on that point for quite a while. So Fred thinks it was inappropriate. Maybe we got to go back to the times where people wore suits and ties and smoked cigarettes on a plane. How was that ever allowed? Strange times. Let's go to Richard in L.A. Richard, hello.
Hey, how you doing, Randy? Great show. But I don't think it was discrimination. I think the service of flight attendant that noticed that the bombshells that she had, you can't get on the plane with a bomb, So that's the main reason why she told to cover up. Those bombshells disturb people. They gave them ideas that normally on a flight you wouldn't think of.
Well, there's one
Hello?
opinion. Now, what do you make of the fact that it was the gate agent who got on the plane to complain to her? The flight attendants and the people around her didn't say anything, according to Gloria Allred.
Well, I think that he took the incentive that he had a backing that he could stand up that people did react to her bombshells, right?
Might have been
He did.
more like bullet shells. Oh, that was mean of me. Richard, thank you so much for the call. Appreciate it. Let's go to Roy in Sherman Oaks. Roy, hello.
Hey, Randy, congratulations on the new show.
Thank you.
I think it could have been a safety issue because if her high beams were on, she could have blinded the pilot.
There you go. Roy, thanks for the call. Appreciate it. 800-222-KABC is the phone number. A woman who was wearing a white T-shirt, no bra, was kicked off a Delta flight, got back on after she put on a jacket. She was told by the gate agent her outfit was inappropriate and offensive. Her attorney, Gloria Allred, thinks this.
Neither her breasts or any other woman's breasts have ever tried to take over a plane.
Do you think discrimination took place here? It's the News Blitz with Randy Wang on Talk Radio 790 KABC. Let's get back to the phones on this white T-shirt, no bra Delta Airlines discrimination case. Stephanie in Studio City. Stephanie, hello.
Hi, Randy. Thank you for taking my call. Well, judging by the tone of the discriminated woman case, it sounded like she did that on purpose for attention. Come on, a white T-shirt. Lord.
She said she was hot. She says
it
it was really humid in the airport.
Oh, well, she needs to put on a jacket. I'm sorry, or a bra. And just, mind your P's and Q's. And if she got into negative attention, it would have been a rape case. I mean, the woman sounded like entitled, like a narcissist, and it sounded like she likes to cause problems. So what's the difference? Put on your jacket and shut up, biatch.
Thank you, Stephanie, for the call. Appreciate that. Didn't expect it to go that way, and that's the beauty of live radio. It's the News Blitz with Randy Wang on Talk Radio 790 KABC. Here's a big thank you to you for listening to this show, calling in, subscribing to the podcast, sending me emails, making sure this thing becomes successful. I want to give you some tickets. 790 KABC welcomes Jeff Lynn's ELO, the Over and Out Tour 2024 at the Kia Forum on October 25th. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com, but right now, caller number 9 at 1-888-790-5222. Gets a pair of tickets to the show. Tickets furnished by Live Nation. Good luck dialing. Let's go back to the phones. Steve in Riverside. Steve, hello.
Hey, bud, how's it going?
Going great.
The reason why I'm calling is because everybody I'm listening to is complaining about, the way she wore her shirt or whatever. Well, if that's the case, look at the women wearing bikinis at the beach. Oh, my God, the kids are looking at skin. You know what? Grow up. If she wants to wear what she wants to wear, that's fine. For that lady who was filing a complaint against her, well, who knows? She might be fat, ugly, or she just feels like the one woman looks more attractive.
Well, there's definitely a theory there. Thanks for the call, Steve. Appreciate it. Let's go to Woody in L.A. Woody, hello.
Hello. Thanks for taking my call real quick. First of all, Super Glow's comment was not very smart comment. Her comment had nothing to do with what was going on with the T-shirt. The other thing, it depends on the sheerness of the T-shirt. They got T-shirts that don't reveal nothing. You don't have to have a bra on them, and they don't have nothing. My daughter wears sometimes, and my wife wears sometimes. You don't really see anything. But they have other T-shirts that are very, very sheer, and you can see the nipple and everything very clearly. You can see the breast. I think that would be inappropriate for travel in a public transportation. I think that would not be appropriate. I think that the other thing is that it sounded like, and you can correct me, and I can hang up. You can correct me. It sounded like the other thing was that she had on her jacket initially, and once she got on the plane, she got hot and took the jacket off. So that's how she got past the gate. I'm sure she had on a jacket when she passed the gate and got on.
I think the
plane.
timeline's a little different, Woody. I think she took the jacket off while she was waiting to get on the plane. She had the jacket off when she wanted to get the upgrade to Economy Plus from the gate agent, and she kept the jacket off until the gate agent went on the plane and said, "No, you got to put that jacket on because we can see those things."
I wonder how good they look. No, let me stop. But I really think that I really think that we had to. And one last thing I tell my daughter and my wife all the time. I'm an old guy. 30 years ago, the style. Put it this way: the styles and the makeup and that women wear now, and the styles that they wear, they don't realize, especially the young girls, they are the same style that prostitutes used to wear. Let's say 30 years ago. I mean, you could look.
That is definitely something that happens. Woody, we're out of time. Thank you so much for the call. I appreciate it. If you didn't make it on, call back on Friday. We got open lines on Friday. You can talk about this or anything else we talked about this week. That's going to be on Friday's show. I'll be back noon to 3 filling in for John on the John Phillips Show, and I'm here every single day, 5 to 6, doing the News Blitz. So happy to talk to you every day. So happy to take your calls. See you tomorrow at 5 on Talk Radio 790 KEBC.